mic last week, and I like the concept of the open mic, and we'll continue that because I think it's important that this communication between the field and corporate is a two-way communication and not just a dictatorship. We're not just communicating one direction. So we'll continue with the concept because I want to hear any question at all. We don't want to hide any questions, sweep anything under the rug. We want to know all the issues so we can address those issues, and we can know most important what's in everyone's hearts and what's in their minds. Earlier this week, Linda, as you know, we gave a sneak preview to a call you did. We kind of surprised the folks. They were expecting some jumpstart training, and I know that you had some valuable training all lined up. We want to go ahead and share with them a little bit about some new focus. It's not really a new direction. It's really a new focus, and that is really defining what the strategy is for current short-term and long-term strategies for GCR as a company and GCR as a coin. And so we're going to take some time to do that this morning. Afterwards, though, stay tuned in because we have some new announcements to make as well after we review the strategy with you. It's important that everyone understands this strategy. This strategy, this document you're looking at is in your back office right now. We'll go ahead and make this announcement for you. If you go in your back office, you'll see a new icon called Business Resources. If you click on that, you'll see 5 sections in the Business Resources. The first one is Business, and in there you'll find the GCR strategy document that we're reviewing today. You'll also see a compensation section, a marketing section, an administrative section, and a technical section there. This morning we'll review the GCR strategy, and that really is a strategy short-term for taking the GCR coin live, and long-term how we're going to continue to build value with the GCR coin. So forgive me a bit if I'm reading a bit, but the message is very concise and written in this document, so I'm going to try to stay as close to the message as I can to provide accurate and timely information to you. People ask often, what is GCR? GCR, an MLM company. GCR is a cryptocurrency company that's developing its own cryptocurrency coin that we call the GCR coin. Now, the MLM aspect is really how we build value in a coin. And when you build value in a coin, we'll talk about here shortly, it's how you establish a trading market and trading volume. So we use what people normally think as MLM, and I define it more as a unique strategy to build our trading market by leveraging a multi-level networked user base. That's all we're really doing because we know that we can experience exponential growth by providing an opportunity to home-based entrepreneurs. That's all we're really trying to do. And providing that opportunity helps us establish a trading market for the GCR coin. Now, to understand, everyone on this call probably knows it, but this is a document not only for you, but also a marketing tool for you to use. So as you're talking to other folks, this is kind of a good fact sheet for you about what is GCR. Of course, we want you to go through the presentations, use the marketing presentations. The new marketing presentation that Linda's been sharing with you, that also is in that business resource link in the back office under the marketing section. When we talk about cryptocurrency, you can describe it to people pretty quickly just with this paragraph here. Cryptocurrency has been around for a while. It's been around for 5 years, going into our 6th year now, and it has a very high level of interest and excitement around the world. And it's all done over the internet. The whole concept of a virtual internet currency that can protect consumer anonymity and prevent government intrusion has affected millions of people. Millions of people who are kind of dissatisfied with current financial systems. We hear about all the fraud and corruption in the financial systems. We hear about their inefficiencies. We not only hear about it, we experience it. Their exorbitant fees just to, as Linda put it yesterday in her call, just to look at her balance. They were charging her fees for her right to look at her own money. That's just ridiculous. And then to move that money around, they really start hitting you with fees. I do wires regularly with our bank, I pay very handsome ransom for the right just to give someone some of my money. A couple other really big points that we don't like about the current financial systems are the uncontrolled inflation. Anytime they feel like it, they just print more currency. They print more money because they don't have any controls on the supply. It used to be before the early 1970s when Nixon lifted this in the U.S. that the U.S. currency had to be backed by gold. Well, they decided to lift that, and now it became unsecured currency, a fiat currency. So now they can just print as much as they want, and it really is uncontrolled inflation. And then probably the last point, and maybe the biggest button for most people, is Big Brother looking over your shoulder and seeing everything you're doing. But cryptocurrency eliminates that. It eliminates the government intrusion, into our financial activities. Cryptocurrency is owned by the people, and no government can control it. It's really a peer-to-peer currency. It's decentralized. There's no central body like the Federal Reserve that's controlling the value of the currency. It is owned by the people, and no government can control it. The first cryptocurrency started back in 2009. Bitcoin, we all know Bitcoin. It hit mainstream in 2012, and currently has millions of users worldwide, and thousands, if not tens of thousands. Linda, you probably know the number of merchants who are accepting Bitcoins all across the world. This is not a U.S. phenomenon. This is a worldwide phenomenon, cryptocurrency. Now it has, because it is the pioneer in the industry, I call it the cryptocurrency crusade, it has experienced a fair amount of volatility. That's natural for any pioneer in any industry. And it will all level off as maturity increases on cryptocurrency in general. Bitcoin leading the way. Cryptocurrency is here to stay. It has the attention and recognition of some key business and technology bulls like Ben Bernanke and Sir Richard Branson, as well as many others. Those are a few noted names that we are all aware of. Now, one question we're asked a lot, because it's part of our strategy with the GCR coin, is when are we going live, and what does going live mean? Going live pretty much means several things, but primarily that we'll be going on to the public exchanges, and that the coin will be available to the public. Now, there are hundreds of cryptocurrencies, and there are over 67 public exchanges. A public exchange is very similar to the other exchanges you're familiar with, like the New York Stock Exchange. But the cryptocurrencies are naturally limited based on the same principles of defining value as any of the other publicly traded assets, whether it's stocks, precious metals, or commodities. The confidence of the marketplace determines the value, and that determination is based on supply and demand. It's basically buyers and sellers. And cryptocurrencies are no different. They have their value based on its trading market and its trading volume. And just like the New York Stock Exchange, the buyers and sellers are motivated by their confidence in the cryptocurrency coin's ability to create market distinction and to create real commerce opportunity. Now, Bitcoin has already laid the groundwork as well. We know there are real commerce opportunities because there are thousands of major merchants accepting it as payment for their products. Now, as we take a look, we understand now a little bit about, this is laying the groundwork to our strategy, because it's important we understand what cryptocurrency is and what the public exchanges are. But we can talk a little bit now about what the GCR coin is. And many people ask, well, if there are hundreds of cryptocurrencies out there, what makes GCR coin so special? Why are you guys different? The reason we are different is that we are preparing to capitalize on the crossroads of two synergistic phenomena. Some people think these are high-risk phenomena, but to me they're very exciting phenomena. You combine these two, and you've got a very winning combination. The cryptocurrency as a financial instrument of independence and freedom is the first phenomenon. And the second phenomenon is a networked home-based entrepreneurs as a vehicle for exponential growth. An explosive, exponentially growing market is a major distinction from almost all the other cryptocurrencies on the public exchanges. Most of them struggle to attract a significant number of buyers and sellers. Because there are so many out there, they're diluting the attention of people interested in cryptocurrencies. So it's a challenge for them to get a significant number of buyers and sellers. But if you have a explosive, exponentially growing market, that's something that sets us apart. But now you combine that also with the value we provide to these home-based entrepreneurs. The cryptocurrency and the GRS coin are a great cause and mission that can change society for the better, and that's exactly what the independent thinking home-based entrepreneurs are looking to embrace and to capitalize on. So that really answers the question of how GCR coin is different. What are they going to do to make themselves stand out in the cryptocurrency industry and on the public exchange? Let's take a look now at the opportunity that we provide, because here is the answer to the question, what's in it for me, or what's in it for you? The properly motivated home-based entrepreneurs as GCR dealers can be financially rewarded for helping to establish the growing GCR coin trading market. That trading market owns the coin, and our dealers can also be rewarded for facilitating the GCR coin commerce transactions. That speaks to the two elements of value building, the trading market and the trading volume. Now, to create the trading market, there are many activities involved in the creation and distribution of cryptocurrency coins. It's called a mining process by the industry. And it's typically, mining is typically done either by individuals with their own computers, which I just label them the techies, but the general public doesn't really have the knowledge, skills, or resources to do what the techies do. So what's really moved into the mainstream are these mining services, and its ability to purchase services from a techie company that already has all the technology set up, excuse me, and then you buy the services from them. GCR provides that mining service for the GCR coin.
Bob?
Yes, Linda.
We're getting, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we're getting, and I'm giving you a break to club, but we're getting some questions such as, and you just went over this, as far as when GCR goes live. Can we just do the timing on that, if you don't mind? If I could do it and you'll tell me if I'm correct?
Yes, and actually we're moving right to that. So
all right, so then I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet.
Yes. Yeah, we've got another section coming in the document here called the GTR life cycle. We'll talk about the phases, and we'll talk about that, the timing on the go live process.
Okay.
But to wrap up the opportunity, it really, as I said earlier, it's very synergistic because we're leveraging home-based entrepreneurs to help build value in the coin. And we're rewarding those entrepreneurs for doing that, and we're rewarding them in two ways, two activities. One, establishing the trading market is the sales of our mining services, and that's the creation and distribution of the GCR coin, which is just like all cryptocurrencies are created and distributed. And the second, most cryptocurrencies are not doing a good job at this, and that is driving trading volume. What all the coins typically doing right now, well, I should say most, not all, they're driving trading volume to the trading of the coin. Well, Bitcoin is way, way, way ahead of everyone in trading volume, and the unique thing that they have is cryptocurrency commerce. Most of the other cryptocurrencies are just trading on the market like any commodity. Bitcoin is involved in commerce. So that's the second thing that we're going to be doing is leveraging our home-based entrepreneurs to drive GCR commerce, and we'll be providing for them unique opportunities to create income through commerce with GCR coins. So that's really the opportunity that's really before our GCR dealers. Now let's talk about the life cycle, the phases we've seen it. Since we launched last year, there's been a lot of talk, a lot of announcements about everything that the coin was, everything the coin was going to be doing and whatnot. And there were a lot of great ideas that were thrown out there, but what was missing was some structure to those ideas. You obviously can't execute all the ideas all at once. but it wasn't clear about when these ideas were going to be coming forth. So we put together this this timeline here to let people understand a little bit more. This is a strategy document, so it is from a high level, and we've divided up into 3 phases. We've already been experiencing the first phase for the last, 5 or 6 months now. And we're just coming out of that to move into the second phase. But the first stage was very strategic, and that was to have an initial private mining period to create and distribute the GCR coin to thousands of coin holders to establish the founding trading market. So everything we've done today was to establish the founding trading market. We now have thousands of coin holders of the GCR coin, and they make up our founding trading market. So we have a trading market now that we can take public, and going public is our second phase. We call it our launch phase. The first we called our pre-launch. Our launch phase is going public. Now, going public involves several activities, but the first one is the placement of the GCR coin on the public exchange, and we'll talk about how that unfolds. The question Linda just asked. And the second is the mining of the GCR coin will become available to the general public. During phase 1, all the mining was private. There was only one miner, and that was GCR as a company, was the only miner, and it had a large mining pool, and all the coins mined were then shared with that pool on a prorated basis based on the purchase hash rate or the package that they had purchased. That now is going to be opened up to the public, so we're going to have other miners that will be competing for the coins that will be created, every minute, every hour, every day. So two effects you're going to see from that. Number one, because you've got more competition vying for the created coins per day, the number of coins distributed to the miners, that number is going to decrease, but also the user base of GCR coin holders is going to increase, and that activity will increase the value of the coin. So it should be about a wash. We don't know exactly, how it's going to come out, but we think it's going to be about a wash. The number of coins distributed will go down per person, per miner, but the value of the coin will go up. During the launch phase, we'll also have various merchants that we're going to be promoting that we're in talks with right now that have agreed to offer their products and services for purchase with GCR coins. And then we're also going to be providing much more education to expand the GCR coin opportunity into the mainstream. Right now it's been kind of a close-knit group, but we want to really expand that so the mainstream knows more about the GCR coin and how its strategy is unique and how it fits into the cryptocurrency industry. Now let's talk about how this launch unfolds. The first thing we're doing, actually prepare for the launch right now, is we've selected a public exchange, and we've selected the largest public exchange. There are over 67 public exchanges, but the largest one out there that takes the most different cryptocurrency coins is called Cryptsy. So we are first going live on Cryptsy. We will expand from Cryptsy onto other public exchanges, but we want to focus all our efforts on one because we want our trading market to be focused on one also so that we get the most attention on that exchange. The way it works is we need to have all of the GCR coin holders that can establish an account, create an account on Cryptsy. You go to cryptsy.com, cryptsy.com, Cryptsy, and create an account. Once you create an account, the way that Cryptsy adds coins, that coins go public on its exchange, it does two things. It listens to the voice of its members, and when it gets enough interest expressed by its members, then it will take the next step. And now it will take a look at the coin. It will do its own due diligence to make sure that coin is legitimate that has legitimate scripts behind it, running it, and managing the coin. We know that's all solid. That's all in place because we've hired one of the best consultants in the industry, Anthony, to do that for us. So we know we're sound there. But what we need to do is let Cryptsy know, let Cryptsy hear the voice of the GCR coin holders. So we want everyone who's a GCR coin holder to go to Cryptsy, create an account, and when you create an account, they give you one voice for a new coin. So create your account, and then vote for the GCR coin, and then they will hear that. We're planning on going live, going on the public exchange and opening up mining for the general public on January 29th. But there will be a time period for the rest of this process to play out, for Cryptsy to do their due diligence, and for us to actually be tradable on Cryptsy, on the public exchange. And we don't know exactly what that is. We think it's a couple weeks for that to unfold. Linda's done a little additional research on that as well. Linda, do you want to go ahead and chime in on that process?
Yes, I will. We go live on the 29th, meaning that when you say go live, Anthony then drops our source, our script, which is a script 13, and Bitcoin was made on a script 11. So he will then give it to Cryptsy, and then he will make it public, and it's like lifting the veil of something. And anybody at that point can mine that has mining equipment. So once we go live, then we give it to Cryptsy, and they will then send it out to their members to vote. And that's why we're asking all of you to be members of Cryptsy so you could vote. Once the vote is complete, and it takes anywhere from 5 to 10 days, and once again, please, everybody, don't wait till the last minute to vote. Vote the first day. They'll calculate all the votes, and then they'll put us up live. So that process is anywhere from 10 to 14 days complete. So you're probably looking anywhere from February 11th to February 15th, where the dollar amount will be established for the value of the coin on Cryptsy. Now, Bob, you and I discussed yesterday. Oh, by the way, everybody, Michael's on the call with us. Michael, you just want to do a sound check and say hello also, please? Mike?
Hey, Linda, how are you doing today? Good morning.
Good. As long as everyone knows that you're here. We have Bob Wood, and we have Michael Ward on the call, the two owners. And I was just answering this question. Bob, you and I discussed this yesterday. There are some countries that we have that Cryptsy is not in. That is an issue, one, because they're not going to be able to trade the coin, and they're not going to be able to vote. So what we're looking at is going with Cryptsy first, and then opening up a couple more. I just want to make sure, because I am getting emails and I am getting Skypes about if my country is not on Cryptsy. I mean, you're not stopping right there. You're looking for more exchanges, right? But we want to just get one exchange up and running. Is that correct, Bob?
That's correct. And once we're on Cryptsy, it's very easy for the others, for the big dogs out there now. And if you're on Cryptsy, then the other exchanges are going to pay a little more attention to us. I'll also state that we're highly confident that we will have no problem for Cryptsy taking a look at us. And the reason we say that is there are many coins on Cryptsy that have far smaller trading market than what we have. We're fortunate that we've got several thousand people. Linda gave an example yesterday that there was a coin on Cryptsy that only had 30 users on the coin. Now, unfortunately, that's probably a great example, Linda. What happens if you don't have a significant trading market is you don't have anything to sustain the value. And that one example you gave is the coin came out, went up, and crashed because there wasn't a trading market behind it. But that was a coin that got on Cryptsy with a very small user base. So we're highly confident we'll have no problem at all having Cryptsy accept us because we have thousands of GCR coin holders.
It also doesn't hurt that you have somebody that's very well respected in the industry behind it, and he will call the owner of Cryptsy for us also.
That's right.
Yeah, so, it's not always what you got, it's who you know sometimes, Bob. Like, I know you. So, it's really exciting. Again, we're getting questions. Guys, is that clear? Is that very clear? I want everybody to understand exactly the timeline. You don't have to be near your computer when we go live on the 29th. It's not any earth-shattering thing. They're going to drop the source. They're going to make us public. And then you should see a change in your mining, but it's going to take a couple of days for everyone else to bring up the source. And, you know, mining is not an easy thing. And just to get everything done so they can mine GCR coin. And then somewhere between February 11th to the 15th, your dollar value, that theoretical, which I've been telling everybody all along, theoretical means nothing. It's just a base that we were working with just to show everybody. So there are some questions, Bob, and I'll ask them to you. They're asking if this presentation that you are using right now is available. Where is it?
If they go, the answer is yes, and if they go to their back office, sign in their back office, they'll see 2 rows of icons. On the second row, I believe the third icon says Business Resources. If they will click on that, there'll be 5 sections on that page. One's called, well, actually, the very first section is called Business, and the very first link is this strategy document.
Great.
Okay.
That's great. I think.
Linda, should we continue on with?
Yes. You're welcome, everybody. All right. So now, one other question, please. I guess there's a guy in here that loves to write stories. Why in the world would they ever? Okay. Who puts the value on this coin, higher or lower? I don't know if you could answer that, but I can. I think there's a process that's behind the scenes with Cryptsy on how to evaluate a coin, plus it's how many users, how many coins. There's a lot going on to put a price on.
That's correct. Probably the best way to help folks understand this is compare this to a company's IPO on the stock market, their initial public offering. I went through that process working on taking a company I founded back in 1998 during the gold rush of the internet around the turn of the century, an IPO, and the dot-com companies were going crazy. Many of you remember that. But many companies were going public, doing an IPO. It's very similar to the process we're going through. And an IPO, the value of the stock is most volatile during that IPO. You got a lot of excitement. You've got the price going up and down. You got buyers and sellers of the coin. And when a coin first goes public, the same thing happens. The price of that coin is very volatile. There's an initial price established, and I'm learning more exactly what formula they're using to do that. But really what drives the price is the market. It's the buyers and sellers. The coin is worth what people are willing to pay for it and what people are willing to sell it for. So it's really the buyers and sellers that level out that price. So you don't really know, where it's going to fall. I'm not even sure where it's going to start. We'll learn more about that as we approach January 29th, or actually, a couple weeks after that. But it will start at some value, and then buyers and sellers will determine that. But it's important to realize the going public, kind of the GCR coin IPO, is just the start. It's just the first step in building a solid value in the GCR coin. It'll start at some value. It'll level off, fairly quickly. But the true value of the coin will continue to grow as we move into the third phase, Linda. We talked about trading market, and that is the number of people who are holding the coin. But probably the more valuable determinant is the trading volume, and that is how much is the coin used, how much are people using it, and how many merchants are taking the coin, what kind of commerce is being done in the coin. As that trading volume increases, that's a better indicator of the stability of the value of the coin. So that's why phase 3 is so important to us. And again, it's our commerce phase, and we want to leverage our multi-level entrepreneurs, our home-based entrepreneurs, and we want to reward them, provide income opportunities for them for helping us drive commerce with the GCR coin. So one of the things you're going to see in phase 3 is a GCR commerce platform where the general public can purchase products and services with GCR coins from the GCR dealers. So each GCR dealer is going to have their own personalized commerce platform with products and services that they choose to offer to the general public, and those items will be for sale for using GCR coins. This concept was talked about before. You know, we called it the mall, where you can go in and sell products, and we'd have drop shippers. That whole idea, it's a great idea. We have to put it in perspective of our timeline of the company. It happens as we build commerce and we drive transactions with GCR coins. Now also, not only will there be the commerce platform, but we're also going to be producing business tools and programming interfaces so that other e-commerce platforms can do transactions with the GCR coins. Our GCR coin technology can be thought of like any other payment processing system, whether it's authorized.net, the Visa, MasterCard payment gateways. There'll be a GCR coin gateway, and then other e-commerce platforms can make calls to that programming interface to do those transactions of GCR coins. So that's what you're going to see, that all coming in phase 3. We haven't put this is a strategy document, so you're not seeing real specifics on here because we don't know the exact day that the GCR commerce platform will be ready, but we've labeled it all under phase 3. I'll tell you though, it probably is. You're probably going to see it in second quarter of this year. So you're going to see it within a few months, if not sooner, the phase 3 being rolled out. So that is kind of the life cycle. It helps put some perspective on everything we're experiencing and everything we've talked about, and all the future ideas that have been talked about. We've gone through a pre-launch phase. We're just entering the launch phase. The launch phase getting us public and continuing to establish the trading market, and then phase 3 moving into commerce to help facilitate the trading volume. All those things help us to establish a value in the coin and to hold that value, not have a coin that crashes and burns. As we look at this strategy we're reviewing, it really boils down into two very synergistic objectives. Number one objective in everything we do is to create a significant trading market that's actively trading in the GCR coin so that we can establish a large trading volume to stabilize the price with an increasing value. That's the activity we're involved in. Every business decision we make is pointing at these two objectives. We have ideas brought to us all day long. People recognize the opportunities. They're coming to us with ideas, say, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. When we look at those ideas, we say, does it really support our objectives? Does it support our mission? You can't make business decisions based purely on money. Oh, let's do that because you can make money at it. Money can never be a mission. Money is only secondary. I review a lot of business mission statements, and if the mission statement ever says anything about money, I know it's a flawed mission statement. A mission statement is about providing value to the marketplace and solving a problem. That's what a mission statement's about. So everything we do is focused on our mission that we're defining here in this strategy document. But number two is as important as the first objective, and that is to continue to provide income opportunities to the GCR dealers to drive commerce transactions with GCR coins, and that's probably the key method we use for driving trading volume. Trading volume happens from people just buying and selling the coin, but really the significant trading volume happens when commerce happens with the coin. So I'll repeat those again because it's very important people understand. This is the flag on the hill that we look at when we make every business decision. Are we creating a significant trading market to stabilize and build value in the coin, and are we driving commerce with GCR coins? And really what we're saying is, are we giving people a reason to buy the GCR coin? We have a lot of people holding GCR coins, and really what's on everyone's mind is, how do I sell those coins? Well, on a public exchange, when you go to sell something, you put in a sell order. But the sale doesn't happen until there's someone who wants to buy. So a public exchange, it's not just, I want to sell my coins. You put in a sell order, and then you wait for someone. Now on the the stock market, it happens in seconds, but you wait for someone who has a buy order, and those two match up, and then you have a transaction. But it's very important because we're all thinking, how do I sell my coins? And of course, we want to be careful. We don't want to dump all our coins. We don't want to flood the market. But more importantly, we don't want to sell our coins prematurely because those coins are going to be increasing in value. So, we may sell some of them. But it's important to understand on a public exchange, you have to have buyers to have sellers.
Bob?
So,
Bob,
yes, Linda.
There are some questions here that you and I, they're great questions, by the way. Everybody in the room, thank you for being so into Bob's conversation. But we've got a little surprise for you, Bob.
Okay.
Okay. Anthony's on his way in here to help with answering and to be with you because it's so important.
Great.
GCR coin that we have a lot of answers to a lot of questions. So he's in the middle of the night stopping what he's doing because he heard that Bob was speaking. And he's on his way in.
Great.
So we will go back to some of those questions and make sure that we understand along with the field, but I know you do, I just don't, the process of how the coin is priced out and stuff like that. So he should be here any second. Here he is. I'm going to give him and bring him over to an organizer. Anthony, let's do a sound check on your mic, please. Anthony, you're on now. Let's do a sound check.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yes, we can. Thank you, Anthony, for coming here. I know that Bob will speak to you, but I have one question for you. How does the price of the coin actually get established? What components delegates or drives the price of GCR coin?
Well, it's all supply and demand. So any market will be based on supply and demand. So if there's enough people that are interested in GCR, through social network marketing and all sorts of other activities that people engage in, then there's going to be demand for it.
Yeah, that's right. It's an open market. It's supply and demand. It's buyers and sellers. You can't have a seller without a buyer. Another thing that's kind of interesting, Anthony, you probably addressed this too, is how is the initial price established by the public exchange?
Well, Bitcoin started at less than 1 cent. It's like 0.003 when it first started trading.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this goes.
You can buy like a pizza for 10,000 Bitcoins before.
Yeah. Luckily, the cryptocurrency market's become a little more mature since then. But you raise a good point that it really doesn't matter what that price is going to be because that price will adjust rapidly based on supply and demand. So whatever price they set it at, if it's set at a penny, then buyers are going to go crazy, and that price is going to jump up and start to level off. If it's set at $10, again, that's just an example. This is the extreme example. It's set at $100. Well, that price is going to drop rapidly until it stabilizes. So whatever price it's set at, the market is going to determine, where it levels off at.
Yep, that's correct. So, like some of the ways that I think would increase the price would be, if merchants started accepting it. So that really depends on the users approaching merchants and businesses to see if they're interested in accepting GCR.
That's so key, Anthony. Most of the coins don't really participate a whole lot in driving commerce.
That's correct.
And that's a key part of our strategy, our phase 3. And the unique thing that we're doing is we're not only speaking with merchants to get them to agree to take GCR coins, but we're providing income opportunities for our GCR dealers to be merchants accepting GCR coins. So we're strategically driving commerce with the coin. So it's not just about trading the coin on the public exchange. It's also about driving commerce and providing income opportunities for those merchants and our GCR dealers. Okay.
So what you're both saying, which is really important, is that it's the trading of the coin, whether it's us who's mining it, us who's buying and selling with it, but it's also having a lot of other merchants around the coin to make sure that people know we're here.
That's right. It's driving the use of the coin.
Okay.
The coin has value, gets used. A lot of people don't realize why the U.S. dollar is so strong, and a little insight in that. There's a lot of international commerce that happens that requires the U.S. dollar to be used, and it's puzzling to me why that happened. I think I'm pretty sure that it's the manipulation of the financial systems, the Federal Reserve, that says, hey, if France wants to do some trading with Germany, they have to take their francs and convert them to USD, and then USDs get converted back to marks. But the U.S. Currency has a lot of buyers of its currency, and that's why it's remained strong. It's suffering now for various reasons, and we won't basically, inflation and lack of confidence, in it. But that's another discussion. But the more reasons that we can provide for people to buy the coin, the higher the value of the coin is going to be. Because remember, buyers and sellers determine value. If you have more buyers than sellers, price goes up. If you have more sellers than buyers, price goes down. Anthony, you want to add to that?
No, that's about it. I mean, if you guys look at the, like another really successful coin, not by its price, but by its the number of users, so you have Doggy coins or Doge coins. They did they did a lot of funding, charity funding, charity drives. Those type of things really get like people to use the coin. So GCR has to find its place in the bigger community, in the bigger So I think hopefully with enough people, I think that GCR will have some type of momentum that way.
Yes, absolutely, and that really points to our second key objective, and that is to provide income opportunities for our GCR dealers to drive those commerce transactions with the GCR coins. That's a great example where one coin had selected a charity methodology to drive usage of their coin. And charities are great. We'll probably do some charity work as well, but we're doing some other things to drive the demand for the coin, and that is providing income opportunities for our dealers. And we think that's a key part of it, because we know our dealers are a leveraged, multi-level market user base of home-based entrepreneurs, and we give them an opportunity, and that growth will happen exponentially. So again, it's all part of our strategy: establish a trading market, establish a trading volume by providing income opportunities. To me, it's just pure capitalism, and that's not a bad word. That's a good word. It takes gas for the car to run, and everyone can be rewarded for that. Money's not bad. It's what you do with the money. If we use the money for good purposes, it's a great thing. And Linda told a story once. I love the story that what she plans on doing, with the resources that she's accumulating. Linda, it'd be great for you to share that, with our audience again.
Absolutely. I have gone out on a list that was provided by Anthony that has done drop shipping and has worked with cryptocurrency in the past, and I am working very hard around the clock to secure contracts or relationships, so to speak, with these people that are willing to take the GCR coin. Guys, let's just be real clear about this. There's no merchant that's going to take GCR coin until it levels off. So and Anthony, can you correct me if I'm right or wrong in this statement? If we go live on January 29th, by the time they vote and by the time they put us up on Cripsy, you're looking at 2 weeks. Is that a 2-week span there? Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So those 2 weeks, the coin, once it goes live, it's going to take another 14 to 30 days for the coin to level off. So nobody's going to come out and say, yes, I'm going to take GCR coin until it kind of levels off. Otherwise, somebody will get hurt just the way a lot of people were getting hurt yesterday with Bitcoin. So I will provide for all of you a list of all the vendors that have now said yes, they will take our coin. It's for me to just sit here and give out names. I think it's very, very, very important that we establish the guidelines with all these companies. And yes, there will be a document in the next couple of days out with those that have said yes, those that are willing to, take the coin once it stabilizes. Anthony, I have to say this because somebody in the room is asking the question. That theoretical that's in our back office, they feel, and I want to open this up to you, Anthony, they feel that being up is hurting the coin. How do you feel about that theoretical, which is not real in the back office? Is it hurting us? If so, is it something that Bob and you want to discuss about taking it down? Could you address that, please?
Absolutely. I think, that was put on there, in the beginning. Because we were trying to do price discovery, and by no means is that like any indicative of what the price is going to be when we launch. So hopefully nobody is looking at that.
They are, Anthony, they are. So if you could take that down as soon as possible, because the theoretical chart is done. We're there. I mean,
sure.
that's what's being asked in the room right now. I don't think it's anything important. You never said once that it was real. It was always just a guideline.
Yep.
It was never anything that anyone was supposed to measure on, and you were very clear in the beginning on that.
I think that's a great idea, Linda. We've made a special effort over these last several weeks, as you and I have been working more closely together, to have more have better communication, more accurate and timely communication, and we don't want anyone to be confused or misled with anything that we communicate from the field. So we've done a lot better job of answering a lot of the questions that have been asked before about information that we shared. For example, you just said you don't want to name those merchants right now, and that's absolutely what we don't want to do. There's no more of this making announcements before, prematurely before it's a done deal. So when we have inked agreements with these merchants, then we'll let you know who they are, but not before, because we don't want to mislead you. We don't want to miscommunicate with you. And that's probably a very good idea. I don't want people to be misled by that theoretical value. It was it was really just something to show you some value based on the size of the trading market as it's growing, and it was never meant to be reflective of the real value. But I think I would have, interpreted it as a real value also. So it probably is time now to take that down, so we're not misleading anybody.
Okay, and I know, Jeremy, you're asking a lot of questions, and I'm trying to address them. I'm not at all looking to hide anything, and everybody here has the same amount of stake and hard work in this whole thing. So I hope I'm addressing some of the questions that are in the room. Now, as far as names and numbers, thank you, Jeremy. As far as names and numbers of the vendors, here's my problem, Jeremy. Last time we made an announcement, everybody jumped and went to that person. I don't want to do that yet, but the contracts, yes. But here's the other thing. I'm a field member just like you, Jeremy. So I have to have Bob close that contract. So what I'll work on, and it was not Bob, it was me. Okay, I was a little more relaxed because I'm doing other stuff because I'm on the field. I will work on that this whole week and give Bob and make sure Bob has all these contracts or these people and make sure that everything is in his lap so he can definitely, without a doubt, seal all of this. Okay? So it's nothing that anyone is hiding. It's the lack of my communication to Bob. I will have Bob on the phone from morning till night to make sure that all these contracts are closed and sealed, and then we can give you a list of contracts. So we're taking down from this conversation we just had, everybody. My timeline was correct. You probably won't get onto CRPC until the 15th. Then also, Anthony, another question is, once we're on CRPC and we're established, we will go to other trading platforms, and how long will that take?
Absolutely. Well, CRPC is the first place. So once CRPC is done, it's easier to get to the other places. And CRPC is a lot more open to newer coins than the other places. So.
Okay, and there's a big question here, and I'm going to start the answer, and Anthony, you're going to have to end it. They want to know what's going on with the 7-Elevens and the Philippines and everything else. So I am being asked by Anthony, not by corporate, representing Anthony, not corporate. I am being moved to the Philippines for 6 months, everyone. I will then start the process of the Philippines. So anything to do with the Philippines is not going to come out before June. Bob has been very strict with me as a field member to make sure that I report accurate information to you, all of you. So I'm letting everybody know that the Philippines is definitely a major part of this. Okay, but you're not going to see anything until 2000 second quarter, if not third quarter of 2015 with the Philippines. I know Paul asked that question, but there's a very strong relationship. If you don't mind, Anthony, you being in the Philippines last time, they have a strong interest in our coin, but we have to do certain things first to continue that relationship. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
So as far as the Philippines go, we have to get there. We have to establish first that GCR has a value. Then you are building a program that is not representing GCR, but it's representing a kiosk program throughout the Philippines. And you would like for them in that kiosk program, they'll be able to work with GCR coin and other cryptocurrencies. And when we say kiosk, everybody, I've got to define this. It is going to be a live mall. It's like a little mini wagon inside the mall, or a store inside the mall, where people can come in and change and trade their cryptocurrency. Now, Anthony being with us, obviously he is going to put GCR in the forefront, but there will be other cryptocurrencies. Is that correct, Anthony?
That is correct.
Awesome. I think we've got those. Hitting our deadlines drives the value. We get it. Okay, Jeremy, we get it more than you even know. But I'm glad you're here, Jeremy. And again, all of these questions you're asking are very important to everybody in the room. So please don't. I mean, we're trying to address every one of them. So I just want to go back to the Philippines one more time, Bob, so that you also say something towards the Philippines. You're aware that there's something going on in the Philippines. It is based on Anthony and Anthony's project, but you as GCR are willing to adapt it because it's going to help GCR, but it's not going to be before June.
Yes, it fits right in with our strategy, and that is driving trading volume. So anything that we can do to incent people to buy the GCR coin is going to increase the value of GCR coin. The Philippines is just the first activity. We'll have many activities all around the world which will follow our strategy, our objective of giving people a good reason to buy the GCR coin. That's really the main thing we're doing. And buyers build value. Not sellers, buyers buy value. So you have to give reason for people to buy the GCR coin.
Okay, and then there's another question that's coming up in the room, and Anthony, this is yours. There's been many talk about gold, backed by gold, enhanced by gold. I want everybody to realize here, once again, that Anthony and other partners, because Anthony is not a partner in GCR. He is a strategic partner, so that Bob had said last week, and he owns his own companies, and because he's so high profiled in the industry, just having his name associated with that coin has a lot of value. But Anthony, you are going ahead with other partners that are opening up a gold and silver vault that you already have in Singapore, correct?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, so that silver and gold vault, they're asking, will we be able to take out coin and make it gold? That process is not there, guys. I don't know what.
Yep, we're building the technology that allows you to take anything on the blockchain and convert it into gold. Anything that we back on the blockchain will be convertible to gold. So, GCR will have an issuance of gold certificates on it that are attached to it, and you have enough GCR coins, you can convert it for a certain amount of gold.
Okay, so that everybody here understands that process, I got to make this very clear with Bob and Anthony. The gold-backed vault, the gold and silver vault that's in Singapore, is owned by Anthony and a group of people other than anything to do with GCR. Okay? It so happens that the company that Anthony's with in Singapore is even publicly traded, so it's a real comfort level to all of us. Now, we cannot say backed by gold at all. I mean, technically the compliance department, which Michael is head of, should ask everybody to take down every video that says backed by gold. We're not backed by gold. We're enhanced by gold. That means that GCR owns gold inside of the vault that Anthony owns. And like Anthony, and again, Anthony, if I'm saying anything wrong, just jump on me, please. GCR has purchased, not a lot, but enough gold in GCR, in Anthony's vault, that GCR does have enhancement of gold. Okay? Bob, is that correct?
That is correct. I'll even add to that and say that that gold doesn't belong to the GCR company. That gold belongs to the holders of GCR coins. If we're saying that that gold is backing the coin, that it's enhancing the coin, that gold belongs to the coin, not to the company. So really what we're saying is everyone who holds GCR coins owns that gold. Just like we say cryptocurrency is owned by the people. No central body, no government, no company owns cryptocurrency. The people own cryptocurrency. When we say the GCR coin has gold behind it, then the people who hold the GCR coins owns that gold. So I want to add that to the discussion as well.
Okay, so now, so somebody's asking about the gold to make sure. I'm going to tell you exactly, because I'm a little bit knowledgeable there, and Anthony, once again, if I'm wrong, the gold is all by certificate. It's all by the block. It's all by a voucher, and you'll be able to see it published on the blockchain. Now, anybody that above and beyond GCR that owns any gold in Anthony's vault can either liquidate it, liquefy, however the word is, or if you want gold shipped to you, if you purchase gold from Anthony, the cost is a little bit high. As any company, it's over $200 to ship you gold, so you better have a lot of gold if you're willing to spend $200. So that gold is all by voucher. And if you decide that you want to, trade your gold in, you will trade your voucher in, and then you can ask for money. That is Anthony's side. That has nothing to do with us. GCR has decided to go and purchase gold from Anthony in GCR's name. Two other things, guys, so that we're very clear. All right? Very, very clear here. That Global Coin Reserve is the MLM portion. GCR is the coin. They're two separate companies. If Global Coin Reserve for whatever reason ever went away, you still own the coin, and the gold that is behind, whatever the amount is, because I'm not privy to that yet, whatever the amount is owned by the people who own the coins. Is that correct, both of you?
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll add to that the GCR company, is the marketing arm of the GCR coin. We really have put together an income opportunity for people to drive the value of the GCR coin. But GCR coin is separate from the GCR company. It's owned by the people. GCR coin is not owned by the GCR company. GCR coin is owned by the people.
Okay, here's another big issue that Jeremy just brought up, and this one hits home for me. Bob, this is a very critical issue. Unfortunately, you're talking to a lot of networkers in this room and on the field. They love to elaborate. Okay, they love to exaggerate. They love to create drama. So that's our nature. That's what we do for a living. I mean, we, overstate and usually under-deliver. So what Jeremy is saying is really accurate. What the field is saying is very dangerous right now. We must get our compliance department up and running immediately and pull down all the videos that are not accurate, or demand that at least be on record that we pull them down and they're not statements from corporate, and also for corporate to send out what is allowed to be said, what is a clear picture and a clear path. And anyone that's not saying that should be getting a compliance letter. Because what we say on the field, Bob, can really destroy us, because ignorance on fire is sometimes dangerous.
That's right. And what you're describing is an age-old challenge, in every company. It's marketing versus operations. Operations is always more conservative. Marketing is always more liberal. liberal with the facts. And I understand marketing. It's marketing spin. It's putting the truth in its best light. Showing people. But that's why in this kind of rebirth of the GCR company that we've undertaken, why we put in place several key things like the FAB, like the compliance group, so that we can make sure that we're communicating timely and accurate information, and the compliance department is there to help people make sure that they're carrying forth that accurate message and not misrepresenting the opportunity. So that's Michael Ward's heading that up.
So we're gonna really start to work on that. So again, one more time to be clear, Anthony, you are a consultant and you have maybe 6 or 7 other businesses that you're working on, and you will offer whichever ones fit GCR. So the Philippines really has nothing to do, because I'm getting Skypes now too. The Philippines has nothing to do with GCR. You're developing a process and working very hard on something that you will offer to GCR because of your dedication to the GCR, along with other projects that, I wish we could share, but we can't. But they'll come out and they'll only increase the value of the coin later on.
That's correct.
All right, good. Okay, I think we've cleared up. I'm gonna let Anthony go unless there's any more questions for Anthony in this room, because it's the middle of the night for Anthony, and I don't want to keep him any longer. I thank him for coming here, just on a short notice of me asking him. Are there any other questions for Anthony? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Bob.
I was just going to say thank you, Anthony. I appreciate you spending time with us.
Thanks for having me here, Bob and Linda and everyone. We're getting close to that date, so everybody get excited.
I think they are.
Okay, so Anthony, when will that mining in the back office come down?
The mining? Sorry, the price?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll work on it tonight.
Okay, fine. Patrick is asking, can he be involved in the Philippines? I think because you live in the Philippines, but you will have my cell phone number when I get to the Philippines, and we can talk then. Okay. Anything else for Anthony? If not, Anthony, I thank you once again, as always, for just jumping on and being our mentor in this cryptocurrency world. It's definitely something that's very precious to everybody that's in GCR. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Anthony.
All right, Bob, you're back on.
Okay.
Sorry
well,
about
I think we're. This has been great to have Anthony, help, solidify our strategy and how we're moving forward and how we're, how the go live process works. We're really at a summary point now, and the best way I can summarize everything we talked about is my experience when I talk to a young business startup and they have some idea they want to build a business around. I always ask them two questions. Number one, what problem are you solving? And number two, what's your market distinction? You know, what are you going to do differently from everyone else? Because there's obviously someone else's, in most cases, someone else, there's competition out there trying to solve the same problem. So it's important as we summarize everything we're doing that people understand how we're different. You know, we are, we're going to become, you know, an industry leader in the cryptocurrency, and the reason why is because of our focused strategy of leveraging a multi-level networked user base to establish the trading volume and to drive, to establish the trading market and to drive the trading volume. And we do that through these income opportunities to our entrepreneurs, which we call our GCR dealers. That's what makes us stand out. That's what makes us unique. That's what's going to put us head and shoulders above the other cryptocurrencies. And I love the graphic that Linda put out this week. You know, the GCR coin, you know, pushing Bitcoin aside, Bitcoin making room for the GCR coin. So with that, Linda, let me turn some time over to you. I know we have,
Bob, I have a question for you.
some announcements to make.
No, but I also have a question for you. Okay, is there anything on the table that will allow our members to go out and acquire brick and mortar companies that will take GCR coin when it goes live and it stabilizes, with a system behind it that would reward everybody for working so hard and bringing in brick and mortar businesses? Is there anything like that on the table?
It's something that we're looking into right now. We haven't worked all the details out yet, but one of the things we can do, we'll be looking at, again, this is long term, but it would be the participation in the any processing fees that happen in commerce. So, you know, when one of our GCR dealers facilitates a merchant accepting the GCR coins, and if there are payment processing fees related to that, then we're looking at that as a potential opportunity also. It's very similar to salespeople go out and sell credit card processing to a merchant. There's a fee for that processing. Ours will not be that high, obviously, but that salesman gets a little piece, you know, a small fraction of those fees that the merchant pays to accept that Visa or credit card. So we're looking at different opportunities because it's our second key objective, and that's to provide income opportunities for our GCR dealers to drive commerce with our coin. So that's a great example, Linda, of one of the ways we can reward our GCR dealers for helping to drive commerce and build trading volume.
Absolutely. And Jeremy is stating right now that it's almost a key, very important in launch, Bob. So I would ask of you to look at that and maybe push it up the ladder of things to do. And I know how busy you are, and I know that you, I mean, I Skype you at 2 o'clock in the morning, never thinking you're going to get an answer. I'm going to get an answer, and you answer me. So so I know how busy you are. So definitely that's something that's going to help the strategy of GCR.
Yes.
I'm about to close this up by saying that once again, there are more new enhancements in the back office, and there's a place where you're going to find recorded messages and anything else that we're working on, so that the communication line is really open. Somebody stated earlier, Bob, that the silence killed us. And you know that better than anybody else, because you're the one that was livid about it. So having all of these meetings, having all of these things recorded when you're speaking is really, really important, because you've made it very clear to me that I cannot, as a field member, say anything that is not accurate, and that, you know, the communication lines will stay open with corporate and the field.
That's right. Yeah, and we will continue to post all these webinars in that business resources page. So you'll go there and you'll continue to see more links put up to these webinars and any other resources we have. So that will be your portal to business resources right in your back office. So all the marketing stuff Linda puts out, there's going to be links to it right from that business resources page.
And then also addressing the fact that half of our database is in Spanish. We're now, I think you told me that you're going to triple time and try to get everything translated as fast as possible in Spanish. They're asking for that.
That's right, and that's in process right now. We have people right now working on translating this strategy document, for example. So you're going to see that in Spanish up here shortly.
Okay, awesome.
Well, Linda, we have a big announcement for them. Should we let them know what's coming?
Go ahead.
Okay. We have noticed, of course, we're always listening to the needs in the field, and we noticed that there is a little bit of a hurdle getting a new member involved in the company because they've got to go set up their Bitcoin wallet, or they've got to go to STP and set up an account and go through their verification and make their payment through there. So there's just a little bit of a hurdle there. So we want to do something to really expedite that process. So what we are doing is we're opening up a new program to accept direct deposits to the company. It's the ability for its ability to make payments directly to the company. They'll be able to transfer funds either through wire, ACH, or even direct deposit. There's a whole network of banks that participate. You can go right into your bank if you're on the network. We bank with a credit union. We find them, they give us better service. You can go into any credit union. They're all pretty much on the same network, and you can just do a deposit right there into our account if you have our bank information. So you'll be able to do deposits, ACHs, wires into the corporate account, and that money then will be funded or loaded on your wallet in your back office immediately. And now you can go to your back office and make any payments. This program has, we have to limit the availability because of money laundering laws. So we have to go through what's known as KYC, Know Your Client. We have to go through a little verification process. But we are opening up this service, this option, to anyone who's a double diamond or above. If you are double diamond or above, then you can get verified, and you can make deposits or load funds into your wallet. So then you can very quickly make payments for team members, so they can get involved in the business as quickly as possible. This is also very convenient in places where credit and debit cards aren't readily available. We've got quite a contingency in Africa where you've got cultures that are cash-based cultures. You might have a leader in that area who goes ahead and has a deposit loaded onto their wallet, and then they take that cash themselves and then make those payments for them. So we discovered from listening to the field that this was a need, so we put this in place in your back office under Business Resources. In the administrative area, you will see a document called Direct Deposit Program. So you'll learn all about that there, and there's all the instructions on how to do deposits and to get verified, KYC verified. Linda, do you want to add to that?
Sorry, guys, I'm multitasking, and I went off the screen. I just got caught. Now, it's exciting, and I like the fact that you're limiting it because of the fact that we could transfer money back and forth to each other now. You're living by the rules, and I know that you're working with the accountant and the lawyer. So everything that we're doing is being guided by professionals. I think it's just incredible what you're doing. You're going to have to, and I'm requesting that from everybody in this room, for everybody in this room, and unfortunately it lays on you, Bob, but you're going to have to triple time everything you do because there was a lot of tripping up before this. So I thank you for working so hard, and I thank you for addressing all these issues so fast. And again, unfortunately, you've got to make up for the past. So what I'm asking you to do is to really work as hard as you've been working and not let up until everything is addressed, so that nothing ever comes out again that is not real or not something corporate has said.
That's right, and that's our plan, and you know, because you and I work 24/7, and then that's exactly what we're doing. What we need to do is either find more hours in the day or find some more resources that can invest their hours too to help us, and that's why we're expanding our staff as much as we are, is to get these things done as quick as possible, to do it right and to do the right thing. So we're moving forward. We're right on plan.
I love it. I love it, because you're asking of us a lot of stuff. And it's our business. We work really hard, but now seeing corporate work so hard and so methodical and being so on point is absolutely refreshing. So thank you.
You are welcome.
All right, guys. This call is now officially over. Once again, another great call. And I thank everybody. But I want to thank Jeremy. Jeremy, I think that, you wrote in there, I don't want to look negative, but you weren't being negative. You were protecting everything that we work so hard for as a field. And your guidance to corporate was very appreciated. So don't ever feel that way. And your voice is very much important to all of us. And Paul, your questions and everyone that's here, I want to thank you for being here. And we'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.